The fourth point, how IBS and mental health are correlated, is going misdiagnosed or going to an uncaring medical staff. You're going to see a professional, right? Like medical professional who is supposed to be there to attend to all this shit.
There, you're sitting in the waiting room, you've commuted a while, you've Ubered there, however you got there, you're waiting a while. You get into their office, they talk at a really fast speed, such as how I'm talking now, and then you realize you walk out of there not getting able to say your piece, or you've been rejected by said medical professional. What do you do there?
Stop. Hammer time. Just kidding, don't do that. But what you can do is follow the advice from my second video in investing in a notebook, piece of paper, or a post-it note. One thing you want to do is do your research. Why did I select this doctor? What are their credentials? How many people have they helped? Do they understand what chronic illness is? Write down all of your questions and doubts and any sort of, WebMD research you've probably looked up and self-diagnosed yourself with. That's the only thing that occasionally gets a chuckle back from the doctor, where that's the only advice I'll agree with them, is stop self-diagnosing yourself. Go seek the help you need and decide from there what you want to take away from it. If you've been sitting in distress at this point, don't dismiss your symptoms. Contact somebody, call for help, and ask that doctor, why is this happening? If in my situation, I have IBS-D. I've gone for so many blood tests, thinking that maybe I was allergic to dairy. I didn't put it in my head that I was allergic to anything else because I felt that dairy was the only thing.
Mumbling and jumbling, getting all like topsy-turvy up in there.
And it wasn't. So I asked my GI and said, look, this isn't working. I can't just keep getting pricked and pronged and nothing's happening. So he sent me for an abdominal sonogram. I got sent for a stool test, which it sounds kind of ick, but it was the only closest thing to really tap in there and find what was wrong. So my result came back that gluten sensitive, basically. I was diagnosed with celiac. Every single blood test has come back normal. What is normal? Normal is abnormal, is what that is. Don't be afraid to ask questions is the moral of this point. If you don't ask, you don't get answers. Simple as that. Reason number 5, how IBS affects your mental health, and this one I think is the most ethically challenging one, is a loss of self-love. We all share pictures of self-love and to-do lists and all this stuff. You get caught in everyone else's to-do lists on social media where you feel like you're not doing enough. And while everyone has all these charts of how to take care of yourself and how to not lose love for yourself, you have to do that yourself. You can use that as a prompt, but unless you actually sit down with that chart that you've probably just reshared and forgotten about, you need to actually read it and take the time away from that Instagram page and sit with yourself and realize, how do I love myself again? With all of this grossness going on in my body, you have to find a way to have a channel to snap to and really just check in with yourself and realize, I'm falling apart. The best thing you can do is carve out a cozy corner in your residence. Like a little corner of your favorite objects. Make a shrine. Put your favorite photographs out in front of you. Invest in a really cute pillow. Something where you can sit down every day and dedicate at least 20 to 30 minutes, which sounds like a lot. You can even start with 5 minutes, truthfully, but those 20 and 30 have usually gone to scrolling and doing other mindless work, where you can take that time to yourself, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and go, I'm actually doing much better than I think. Ask yourself this question: what would make me feel good right now? Is it reading a book? Is it cooking your favorite meal? Is it spending time with the person that I love? Is it watching a movie? Everyone has so many hobbies, but we put that on the back burner to adhere to all of the other stuff going on. Write down all of your thoughts in your brain on paper. Visualize what's actually going on up here. And sometimes when you put it down on paper, it doesn't really seem like it's that much going on. And the physical act of crossing things off really seems to help me as well. As this video comes to a closure, I wanted to leave you with a couple of suggestions that help me, especially with that last point in relearning to give yourself the time of day and appreciating yourself. So these are affirmations. An affirmation is a statement or a phrase that is dedicated to you and your needs with a purpose. The way you say an affirmation needs to come with some sort of purpose that is in your head to verbalize something positive or to invoke some sort of change. I want to share a couple that I wrote, and I call these affirmations for a rainy day. Metaphorically, a rainy day meaning when I feel less than. Basically, when I feel super shitty about myself. I wrote these down when I wasn't at home. I think I was away for like a weekend, and I just started feeling a little ick. So I found a little dark corner. I found a few minutes to myself with a pen and paper, and I wrote this down. What I am experiencing will not last forever. Aches and spasms are only temporary. They are annoying and present, but I will acknowledge them and move on. I acknowledge that I do not feel 100% right now. That is okay. That means I am healthy, moving, and feeling what is around me in its whole sense. I will give myself encouragement even when I feel less than. When I pay attention to pain, I cede to it. I am not in pain. I am simply aware of my bodily changes. I am able to take whole deep breaths to work on delivering oxygen to my brain. This helps me draw stronger awareness to what is troubling me. So here's a great assignment for you and something to sit down. Take that 5 to 10 minutes by yourself on the next time you have some time. How many times did I just say time? Find some time in your day to sit down with a pen and paper and put on some ambient music. Put on those like low vibes hip hop music. Plug that in. It's like amazing background music. And sit down and start calling out all the positive things in you. It's very easy to get caught up in calling out 50 negative attributes of yourself, but when you sit down, and the fact that we even have to think about calling out 5 positive qualities, 5 compared to 50 is like the smaller scheme of everything, but somehow that is way more difficult sometimes to come to terms with. So as this video concludes, I want to leave you with a couple of questions to ask yourself in your handy dandy journal. So number 1, what is my motivation to change? Number 2, who do I want to be? Number 3, what is your intention for this day or this week towards your healing process? So thank you so much for watching this video, and I am very excited to be here and to put out this content, and it really makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and it's not just like my stomach gurgling, it's an actual warm and fuzzy feeling inside my belly for once. If you like what you saw today, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, share it with a friend, share it with somebody who's struggling, share it with somebody who just might want to hear something positive. Feel free to share any of your answers to the prompts I provided.